Hello and welcome to a new episode of City Point. I have Gaurav here with me as always. Today we're gonna just do a quick play rating of the England-Pakistan T20 series. Of course, we had a great episode with Mirza Iqbal Beg last week discussing the feedback and the performance of the series, but we didn't do a play rating, so slightly belated given the series finished a few days ago. But we'll just do a quick play ratings for all the players in the England Pakistan series, and of course I've got the master G here.
Well, master only because I predicted the overall score line correctly in our series preview. So I said 1-1, one to England, one to Pakistan with one washed out. And I even predicted the
Yeah,
results of the individual games correctly. So that was pretty cool.
yeah. So that's not just a test of your cricketing knowledge, but also a test of your weather forecasting skills. So
Yes, exactly. I learned from the England-Pakistan Test series. Predicting skills have gotten progressively better over the summer. It was pretty poor during the England-West Indies series, and then it's
yeah,
got progressively better.
and mine has gone progressively worse.
Yes, because you went 3-0 to Pakistan.
I went 3 to Pakistan. To be fair, if you'd have told me like Pakistan would have scored 190 plus in both games, you'd have backed them to win, right? And the
Yeah,
first game they were in a very decent position. But anyways, that's cricket. That happens.
yeah,
Now let's put our play rating skills to the test and let's see how we do there. So let's get straight into it, right? Let's start with Pakistan.
yeah.
Fakhar Zaman, one
Oof.
good innings, one bad innings.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with probably a 3 or 4. 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
four.
I'm
Let's go with a four because he at least gave a good start in
in
the
the
second
first
T20,
game.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and he took an important catch of Malan in the 30-20. So
Yeah.
four.
4. Okay. Babar Azam.
Babar Azam, I'd give him a six, although he had good starts in both innings, about a 50, but I think obviously, like we discussed in the previous episode, his strike rate is lacking.
Yeah.
So although he had a good series with the bat, and also his captaincy, I think at times was a bit.
I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about his role in the side and his strike rate, basically.
Yeah.
And I feel that his strike rate is fine. His role in the team is to anchor the innings, and the players around him have to, score at a much faster rate. 6 seems to be a fair score.
Yeah. Then Heather Ali.
Hafeez, Heather Ali, okay. I was going to go with Hafiz because that's easy. I think he deserves a 10.
Yeah, Hafeez 10. I think the only thing he was lacking, and it's not his fault, is it's more Baba's issue, is why he didn't bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think 10 is fine. I mean, he couldn't do more than what he was asked. Two very good innings. Uh,
I was impressed by his record in T20s of the last, I think it was 10 innings.
yeah,
I think he's averaging something like 80 or 90 and striking at 150, and that's incredible. I
yeah.
guess the question is, because of his age, can he carry this form on for the next year?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? I mean, he does really well for like 2 games, and then
Yeah,
you never know. He might just use this to stay in the team for the next 2-3 years, but yeah. But what do the Hafiz fans think? I mean, I was very anti-Hafiz. I had to put my hands up and say, I
yeah,
got it wrong. I actually preferred Malik over Hafiz
yeah,
in our preview, but the professor proved me wrong. Proved most of us wrong. I think we're all pretty much not big Hafiz fans, but
yeah,
let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think Hafiz deserves a spot in the next 2 World Cups coming up?
yeah. I
Haider Ali, 1 game, good 50. I'd give him an 8.
Yeah, I'd give him an 8. I mean, I
Yeah.
was going to say 10.
Yeah.
Very few players come in and have that kind of impact on debut. So
Yeah. No, but really the only reason what the issue was he started off really well. He got to like 45 of 22, 23, but then
yeah,
became really slow towards like the end of his innings. So he got like his last 8, 10 runs of 10 balls. So I
yeah,
think he could have accelerated there. And then
okay,
obviously that's why he lost his wicket, trying
yeah,
to play it,
it
swing
out.
across the
Yeah,
line and
yeah.
hit out really. Um,
So yeah,
so
8,
8 is fine, yeah. Shoaib Malik didn't do
3.
anything. 3, yeah,
He
didn't
didn't
really do
bowl,
much.
didn't bat much. Not many spectacular fielding moments either. So
Yeah, 3 is fine.
yeah,
Iftikhar Ahmed.
mhm,
I mean, his batting performance, I give him a 0 because he played a very slow innings, and that probably cost Pakistan the second T20 because they finished off really slowly.
yeah,
Um, and his bowling was good actually in the first game, which was washed out. He got Morgan's wicket, I think. So yeah, I mean,
in the
so
third one.
maybe a 4, 3 or 4, because his bowling was still not that bad.
Yeah, 4 is fine.
4, yeah. Shadab Khan, very inconsistent. I think he was very good with the ball at times, and then sometimes really poor. Moeen Ali smashed him for 3 sixes. Uh, and then with the bat, I think he needs to step up. I think that PSL Shadab is not ready to step up to the international level yet. Yeah,
It's difficult. It's difficult.
yeah,
When you do well in T20 league, sometimes it gets
yeah,
difficult to translate that onto the international
yeah,
stage. He has the ability,
yeah.
to at least bat 5-6 in international cricket, 5-6-7.
Mm.
Um, I think bowling wise, he was brilliant. I mean, I made this point before. I think his bowling is more important to Pakistan than his batting.
Yeah,
Even though he got smashed, for example, by Tom Banton in the first T20, the way he came back,
yeah.
he constantly picked up wickets, and that's what you need from a leg spinner. So I would actually give him an 8.
Well, he got hit for 3 sixes by Moeen Ali, which turned the game around pretty much in the last game. I mean, maybe a 7.
Okay, 7. I
Yeah,
mean, so he got 2 wickets in the first
first.
T20 and 3 in the second, so 5. Yeah, I mean his figures in the third one weren't great. 4 overs,
Yeah,
48. So
yeah.
yeah, happy with the. Did you say 6 or 7?
Yeah, now well, 3 over 48. I'll give him a 6 now. Four
Give him
was
a 6.
48 in the last game.
4 overs,
Yeah,
48.
six is fine. His batting was really poor when he needed to step up.
Yeah,
Imad Wasim, again inconsistent. He started off really well, took a wicket in the first over of the series,
yeah,
but I think he got worked out very well by Banton and Bairstow by sweeping him and this and
yeah,
that in the second
yeah,
game. So again, a 6 for him.
yeah. 6 seems fine.
I mean, Rizwan and Sarfaraz, neither of them really batted. Both of them
Um,
got one game. I mean, I
yeah,
give five to Rizwan because at least he didn't make any mistakes with the keeping, and Sarfaraz I give it 3 because that one missed stumping.
miss stumping of Moeen Ali.
Although he is a lucky charm apparently, which gets Pakistan to win games. But
I think Rizwan should play consistently.
yeah, and if they want to experiment with the keeper, they should go with someone younger, like Haider Ali or Royal Nazir. But anyways, that's
Yeah,
a
it's a
that's a
different.
that's an issue for the management. Moving on with issues with the management, Mohammad Amir, I'd give him a 0
0.
because
Wow. Okay.
the 2 overs that he did bowl weren't exceptional.
Yeah.
Um, although, I mean, the first game he wasn't too bad, was he? The one that got rained out, but
I mean, yeah, 0 in terms of impact in this series
yeah,
seems fair because he didn't pick a single wicket. He bowled 4 overs and, gave 40, 50 runs. So 40 runs. So,
yeah,
impact was pretty low. But yeah, I still think that he has a place in the team. Um, he could be asked to just bowl 3 overs in the power play, and that should be his role. That's what they should get him to do. Get him to swing the ball, pitch it up. That
yeah,
would be my opinion.
potentially, yeah.
That would be my
So okay, maybe a 1 then.
yeah. One.
Shaheen, again, very inconsistent. I think he got smashed around a couple of times, but he came back well. Uh,
Yeah.
so 6.
6 seems fine. Yeah, I mean, second T20 was poor for him, but then he came back pretty well in the third one. Four overs, 28 runs and 2 wickets. That ball to was it to Johnny Bairstow, I think,
Yeah,
um, in swinging Yorker.
yeah,
That's a perfect delivery. So he
yeah,
has the ability to bowl those kinds of balls. So yeah,
yeah.
6 seems fair.
Haris Rauf, again, same inconsistent, crucial last over in the last game.
Yeah,
I mean, 6 for me again.
yeah, 6. I mean, he looks like a very good bowler.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of pace.
yeah,
I think he can bowl a mean Yorker as well.
yeah.
So he looks like a complete T20 bowler.
And last but not the least, the king, Wahab Riaz. Again, I haven't been a big fan of him, but he's proved me wrong. I just think Pakistan need to go with younger fast bowlers, but that performance in the last game, that proved that he still has a lot of cricket left in him.
I agree. Wahab Riaz should be a shoe-in
Yeah,
the T20s and ODIs for me.
yeah,
I don't see why he can't play. His attitude and his aggression is top notch.
yeah,
It's like Shoaib Akhtar says, you know, Wahab Riaz is that kind of attitude that Akhtar wants in bowlers.
yeah,
So he should definitely play. maybe not test matches, but ODIs, T20s, no doubt. And he's fit. I know
Yeah.
he's old, but he's fit. So
Yeah. And he's a handy
I
batsman as well.
handy
So
batsman. I see him going to the World Cup next year as
yeah.
well.
So 9, 10,
9, yeah,
9.
9, just for that one performance.
Yeah.
But there'll be many more to come.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Pakistan. Moving on to England. Slightly easier given that they're the same 11 throughout. Tom Banton, very impressive.
10.
Obviously, his 50 didn't mean anything because the match got washed out. I mean, I would not give him a 10 because he got starts in both the second and third, but he didn't carry on, right?
Yeah, he didn't carry on.
Yeah.
My only issue with Banton is he needs to play in the top 3 to have any kind of
Yeah.
impact. I don't think he's good enough to bat at 5-6 in a T20. So if England want to take him as the 4th opener, then they can do so. But I don't think he can play. He can bat 5-6.
Yeah. So 9.
9, yeah, 9's fine.
Johnny Bairstow, 2 failures, 1 good innings. 6, 5 maybe actually because
5. I mean that one good innings was a match-winning one, so 5 for that.
Yeah. David Malan, England's most consistent and probably their best player in the series. I think if anyone deserves a 10, it's him.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to go with the 10. I mean, he's now overtaken Babar Azam and Virat as the player with the
Actually,
highest.
no, sorry. I'm slightly skewed by his performance in the game against Australia as well. But he got, I mean, he got out. He got run out in the first game. He got a match winning 50 in the second game.
Yeah.
But he got out early in the third game as well. So maybe an 8. Maybe an 8.
I mean, maybe an 8, but yeah, the fact still remains that he's now the player with the highest T20 I average.
Yeah.
He's overtaken Virat and Babar, and at a significantly better strike rate, 150.
Yeah, but he's only played 15 games, right?
He's played,
and
he's played
it's skewed by that 100 not out he had against New Zealand. So
yeah, I agree. 8, and again with Malan as well, he's a top order bat. If England, if England take him to the World Cup, he needs to bat in, the top 3, 4. Whether there's space for him, I don't know.
Eoin Morgan, match-winning innings in the second game, but then didn't carry on in this first or the third game. 7, I guess, although that one innings was pretty insane.
I mean, I'll go for an 8 just because the one thing about this England team, whether it's ODIs, T20s or Test matches, is their bounce back ability.
Yeah,
I mean, incredible. They did that. They did that against Pakistan in the Test series. They did it against West Indies. They lost the first Test match, came back again in the third T20.
Yeah.
Even though they were down and out, they still had the ability to come back.
Yeah.
Right? And we've already seen recent bias again. What they pulled off against Australia in the first T20. So I think that's down to Eoin Morgan and Joe Root as captain. So I would give him an 8 just for his captaincy and his belief, instilling belief in Moeen Ali to play that kind of game. So 8 for that.
Yeah. And then moving on to Moeen Ali, such an enigma. I mean, 2 failures in the first 2 games. And then a great, almost match-winning innings. And he took a crucial wicket in the first over as well of Fakhar Zaman. So I'll give him, I don't know. I mean, you can't ignore the first 2 games, right? And he got out pretty poorly in both. So 7.
I was going to say 5, similar to Johnny Bairstow, right? He had one, I wouldn't call it match winning, but one high impact innings.
Yeah.
He didn't do much with the ball. He took that 1 wicket. That's fine. But, in terms of the innings, he had just 1 out of 3. So for that, I'll give him 5.
Maybe 6 in the middle then. Let's go in the middle.
Maybe 6. Given the position he was in, struggling, struggling throughout his international comeback.
Yeah.
So I think that innings really hopefully changed things around for him. So maybe 6 for that.
Sam Billings, 5. He had a crucial role to play when England was slightly losing their way in the second T20, but he had a couple of crucial boundaries to win it for them. So maybe because of that, I'd give him a 5. And then Lewis Gregory, again 5.
5? What did he do? Am I missing something?
I don't know. For some reason, which game was it? Was it the third game of Pakistan? Just couldn't hit him for some reason. They knew he was going to bowl slow balls, and they just couldn't hit him. So I don't know if it's something to do with him or just poor batting.
Yeah, I mean, second game was 3 overs for 22.
Yeah.
And the third game was 4 overs for 41.
Okay.
And in the first game,
Yeah,
obviously he didn't
he
bowl,
got out. He got out. Yeah.
and he got out. I mean,
But
he
okay.
scored 10 runs, 10
Yeah.
runs in 3 games,
Okay. So
and
let's give him a 3.
three. He was pretty
Yeah.
poor. Maybe again, Lewis Gregory experiment to end for England.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Jordan.
Oh, brilliant! I love Chris Jordan.
Yeah. Again, no recent bias. But I mean, in this series, he's pretty decent. He wasn't too bad. Although England's bowling was hit and miss, he was probably their best bowler.
I agree. Their best bowler, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So probably a 7.
7, yeah. I mean, his
Yeah.
ability to bowl those Yorkers towards the death, that makes
Yeah.
him such a rare commodity. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, 7 seems
Yeah.
good.
Moving on to the most overrated player in history, Adil Rashid.
Well,
Mohammad Hafeez took him to the cleaners.
he
I
was
mean,
he was he was 4 overs for 32,
yeah,
4 overs 32 for 2 wickets in the second T20, which was
yeah,
you know pretty
good performance. Yeah,
good performance. Obviously, he got hammered in the
yeah,
third game, but that can happen with the
yeah,
spin. I mean, it's
yeah,
similar to Shadab Khan, isn't it?
yeah,
I mean, obviously, Shadab Khan had the opportunity to bowl in the first game,
yeah.
but Adil Rashid didn't. So I don't see, why you're saying he's overrated, because I think that they're pretty similar bowlers and they can have similar kinds of impact. They
Yeah,
can go for runs, but then they'll come back and get you wickets.
yeah, yeah, and obviously the recent again Australia game.
Yeah, again,
um,
bias.
yeah, 6.
Maybe six, yeah,
Yeah,
7.
6
Yeah,
is fine. I mean, the rest of them were Tom Curran, Saqib Mahmood,
yeah.
and then that's it, right? Or who else?
Yeah, that's it. So
Yeah,
Tom Curran and Saqib Mahmood. I mean, Saqib Mahmood, I'm going to go for a 0. He went
yeah,
wicketless. He looks like a promising bowler, but his impact in the series was 0.
yeah,
Tom Curran, again, death bowling
yeah,
is pretty good.
yeah.
Maybe a little recent bias is also coming in. Yorker
Yeah.
against Marcus Stoinis, but yeah, I would give him a 6.
Actually, no, he got Babar Azam's wicket also in the last game,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
fair. Okay, yeah, let's go with a 6.
6. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So those are our ratings.
So those are our ratings. Let us know what you think. If you agree, disagree, again, are we being too harsh? Let us know in the comments.
Not this time. I think we stopped being harsh since Ben Stokes has come back from the first test against West Indies.
Yeah, well, you never know. People have their own favorites and likes and dislikes. So we try to be as neutral as possible, despite my shirt. But let us know what you think. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you.